A flower that represents suicide? We've never heard anything like that before, Nami said, laughing. So you can say, A, yeah, you're right, there's no such thing, and laugh with her, or B, not necessarily, you say in a calm voice, or C, say, it's nothing to laugh about, and get angry. So we decided to go with B, which means not necessarily, you say in a calm way. Somewhere in this wide world, there could be a flower that represents suicide by seppuku. Nami looked around curiously at her surroundings. Hey, I don't remember seeing this place before. Huh? And now that she mentioned it, it seemed pretty different to the scenery from when we came. It was strangely eerie somehow, and it seemed just like the first scene out of a horror movie or something. Hey, are we maybe lost? Nami said, looking at me kind of uncertainly. And so I said, hey, it's fine. I mean, after all roads lead to Rome. Or B, you're always confident when you go, but sometimes feel uneasy on the way back. And C is, this road, that road, you just tell me which way to go all the time. So we decided to go with A, but don't worry, all roads lead to Rome. You don't have to be so laid back all the time. Look out! It happened all of a sudden. Suddenly, from in front of us, there was an oncoming car that appeared. Ah! Kouhei! Without thinking, I slammed on the brakes, but my feet just pushed into air. The brakes wouldn't respond. Damn it, the brakes aren't working. Ah! We're gonna hit them! And so, then and A is, twisted the steering wheel towards a dark space next to us, spun the steering wheel towards the ditch so that we might be able to drop into it and stop, or decided to drive into the fields to try to stop. And so we went with driving into the field. The back of the car dragged behind us, and the car drifted off the road and flew into the field on the right, as sliding as it went. And the oncoming car passed us by along with its siren, along with its horn. So I let out all of the tension in my body and flopped back on the seat. My body was covered in sweat. When I looked at the passenger seat, Nami was also slumped next to me. Are you okay? I thought we were gonna die. Me too. Nami's forehead was covered in sweat. A, are you hurt? I decided to ask Nami. Or B, where are we? I said, looking around. Or C, I'm just gonna check that the car's okay. Because I was worried about my precious car. So we decided to go with A. You're not hurt? I asked Nami. No, I'm fine, but I'm still shaking. Yeah, me too. It's falling. We leapt out of the car. Ah! Kouhei, your car! The tree that had fallen down after being struck by lightning had hit the car straight on and had crushed it. The roof of the car was all dented in, and the windshield was broken, and it just was completely ruined. Don't worry. I mean, at least we got out alive, right? I said, trying to act strong. But I feel pretty bad. I mean, it's totally flat. Really, I wanted to cry. Hey, I mean, maybe you could convert your car to like an open-top car. Oh yeah, maybe I could do that. And then the car burst into flames. Well, that didn't last long, that dream. I was pretty stupid for even having a dream for just a second. Well, there was nothing I could do anyway. I mean, to try and make a busted up car into an open-top car, that's just really lame. As I was mumbling under my breath, Nami tapped me on the back. What are you getting sour grapes over? More importantly, your car is kind of all messed up and it's raining and everything. Kouhei, what should we do? And Nami was feeling pretty scared after all. So then, we decided to go and look for a light somewhere together, or I felt uneasy too and sidled up next to Nami, or decided to be manly and look for a road or a way out. So we're going with C, gonna try and be manly and find a way out. You're gonna try and find a way, but it's totally dark. And the flames of the burning car had already gone out from the rain. Well, that's why we have this. And from the bag that I'd brought out with me, I took out a torch. Wow, that was good thinking. When I turned it on, and pointed it into the darkness, we could see in front of us a whole field of yellow flowers. Wow. What's this? I mean, it's covered in Otogirisou here. Hey, look, over there, there's a letterbox. And Nami said, pointing ahead into the forest a little way. There was a red letterbox that had been left out in the open, and there was a very narrow path that continued into the forest behind it, which means that there must be a house here. Nami said, sounding kind of cheery. Okay, Nami, let's go. Wait. Nami opened up the trunk of my burnt-up car and pulled out the sheet cover from inside the boot. What are you gonna do with that? I'm gonna use it as a raincoat. We have to use what we can. Nami placed the sheet over her head like when kids pretend they're being a ghost. If you put that over your head, it'll be hard to walk, you know. It's fine, I want to put it on my head. Putting the sheet over our head, the two of us walked towards the narrow path in the woods. I took a quick look at the letterbox, but it was all rusted, and so I couldn't see the nameplate and couldn't work out what was written on it. It might be that nobody uses it anymore anyway. I started to worry if maybe there wasn't a house back here at all anyway, but I decided not to say anything to Nami. When we shone the torch into the forest, on both sides of the narrow path, as if trying to call us in, there were yellow Otogirisou flowers dotted here and there. Hey, Kouhei, this is kind of creepy. Nami, who was pretty cheery up till just now, sounded a little bit scared behind me. So I said, A, well then, should we just set up a tent here? B, even so, shall we play at a Hitchcock game here? Or C, in that case, maybe we should hitchhike or something. I don't really get B. I think it's maybe a play on words like hitchhike and Hitchcock. Don't know. Anyway, we went with A. So shall we put up a tent? But it's raining and everything, right? So we should just go. I took Nami's hand and walked on ahead. As we went on, the Otogirisou flowers got more and more numerous. It really seemed as if they were showing us the way to the house. And just as I thought that, the road split into three. The road that was in the middle was continuing the path that we were walking on up till now. The road on the left was a little bit narrow and kind of muddy. The road on the right was overgrown with trees and looked just like a ghost or something might come out of it. So A, alright, this one. And I chose the path on the right. B, no, this one. And I chose the center path. Or C, no, it's that one. And went with the path on the left. So we decided to go with C. So we go down the left path. After a while, the path opened up and became easier to walk along. But you know, I said as we were walking, what? It's weird. The brakes. You mean the car? Yeah. Before we left my house, I made sure to check it properly. There wasn't anything wrong with anything. What do you mean? Well, do you think maybe it was like a prank or something? But for a prank, that's kind of harsh, right? Yeah, I mean, we could have died. I don't remember doing anything to piss anyone off that bad. Do you think maybe... lightning. Nami came to a stop and was looking up at the sky. Huh? There's lightning again. Oh, you're right. It'd be pretty bad if we got hit. Let's hurry. The path was completely flat by now. And so we hurried out of the forest. Suddenly, our view opened up, and in front of us, we saw that a giant mansion had suddenly appeared. We forgot completely about our fear of the lightning and the force of the rain, and for a while just stood there staring. Wet with rain, there was a giant gate which shone black. Through the iron railings, through the gaps, we could see that a huge garden was stretched out in front of us. Whilst trying to catch her breath, Nami said something, but it was hard for me to hear. I think maybe she said this. A. Hey, what could that light be? B is, this is some mansion. Or C, you know, that house, it's crying. So we're going with A. Hey, what could that light be? And Nami pointed towards the mansion. Huh? Where? There, above the roof. There, above the roof, there was a faint, round light floating. What could it be? Could it maybe be a spirit? Nami seemed to be afraid of a spirit. No way. In a place like that, way up high? And I decided to try and change the subject, but now that you mention it, I mean, there are flames like the St. Elmo, right? What's that? Is that like a spirit? No, it's on days when there's storms. Sometimes there's a light that shines from the front of ships or of aeroplanes.